Doot, doot, doot. Hi everybody! It's late night gaming. We're here. I'm late. My wife is at work, and so I was taking care of the house and doing all the things. So, yeah, a little behind. I've got my two girls in their monitors sleeping. Um, yeah, I'm ready to get this going. I'll probably pause for a moment when my wife gets home, so I can, well, say hi and do all that, and then come back down and complete what I'm doing. She often gives me a message when she's on her way, so that'll be there. My phone there, so I know. And yeah. So tonight, okay. The last video I put out was a Gambit video. Let's build of a Gambit deck that I had put together. That deck was awesome. Like I was able to do like everything that I wanted that deck to do. It did it all. It was great. Gambit is so powerful. What they did with him, like how he plays, it's just amazing. How he works. This deck here that I'm doing is a rogue deck, and this one, and it is focusing on protection. I have the cards out so that way I can go over them real quick. The deck is sort of listed on MCDB. The one that's on there is one that I was just kind of like thinking and working in my head, like all the ways that it could function. So that one is posted. It's the multiple rogue, and this is a version of that. So just a few slight changes, but it's mostly the same idea, concept, general idea. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. Gonna use rogue and go up against sentinels, because why not? Sentinels is a really cool scenario with lots of side schemes and guard enemies and stuff like that. So it's a good test of the deck to see how it's gonna do. I think it's a good way to test a deck. Remove this. I don't need it. I have my coffee. It's great. So let's get down to the table. Let's see what's going on, right? Yeah, let's do this. Oh yeah. Original idea. What was going to happen was I was going to be streaming this with Descry Gaming. He was going to use one character, I was going to use the other, and we were going to go and start the Mojo campaign. He unfortunately hasn't been able to get his cards yet, so he's still waiting on those to arrive, and he's gonna play around with them and see how they go, and then he'll let me know, and we'll start off a campaign together with these two characters, and that'll be really fun. Or maybe maybe he'll use one and I'll use another, or like if he's gonna use rogues and I'll use a different character so that we could play off her ability, kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Well, let's get down to the table here, and we'll take a look. If I can remember how to press buttons on the screen. There we go. I'm gonna make myself disappear now. I'm gone! Oh no! Oh, okay, there. Now I'm back down here. Okay. So, like I said before, I'm doing this thing. We've got the villain in the scheme. It's up there for you to see. And got that set up so that way we can all keep track of the health. Oh yeah, that means I am going to need this so that I can keep track of health and stuff. Ah, that's funny. Oops. So that's going to stick around. Remember keystrokes? I think. Which one is this? That's scheme. Okay. Good. Scheme villain. Got it. Hopefully I'll remember which does what. I am doing just standard because I'm tired of getting punished every Monday, and I want to actually like get us something cool. And also I'm testing a deck that I've never played before. So, Rogue's cards are pretty cool. She's got a lot of things going on here. One of the things that she has is that her touched card, which I have here, it does different things depending on what it's attached to. So if it's attached to a minion, then she gains Overkill. If it's attached to a villain, then she gains Retaliate. If it's attached to an ally, she gains the Aerial trait. If it's attached to a hero, she gains Stalwart. Now, key thing to know. This can only be attached to another character. You cannot attach touched to Rogue herself. Thematically, it doesn't make sense, and in the game, it doesn't make sense. Rogue doesn't clap her hands, and all of a sudden she has superpowers. It's not how it works. She touches somebody else and gains their powers, so that's why you cannot put this on Rogue and gain Stalwart. Okay? I'm not against that. I think that makes perfect sense, and I like how they do that. Her nemesis set is Mystique. That's very thematic. Mystique was the one who raised her as a child, growed up, and yeah, very evil lady. Rogue has 11 hit points. She has set your touched upgrade aside. She has withdrawn. After you change to this form, set touched aside. So if it's attached to something, then it comes off of them. Whatever traits that she absorbs, like whoever this is attached to, those stick around even if she goes to alter ego. It comes off of them, but she still has those traits till the end of the turn. I believe that's how it works. Yeah, because on her other side it says skin contact action attached touch to another character. You gain each of the attached character's traits until the end of the round. So they're there. That's like a constant ability. Once it's on something, she's gained their traits to the end of the round. And then after the player phase begins, find touched and set it aside. Now, touched is not in her control ever. It's a card that she can manipulate, but it's never actually in her control. It's always set aside or attached to something else. So that means that it cannot be discarded or anything. It's not applicable to any of those effects because when it's attached to something, it's no longer in her control. It's now on that thing. Hopefully that makes sense also. Her cards, there's a lot of damage cards. There's a lot of different things that they do. She has the Bulletproof Bell, which is a pretty awesome one. When an enemy with touch attached to it attacks, prevent all damage from that attack and gain a tough status card. So that's pretty sweet. She has superpower adaptation. If touch is attached to a friendly character, search its owner's discard pile for an event that belongs to the same classification as that character. So if it's attached to one of her allies, basic, then she can gain a basic event. But I don't have any basic events, so it would do her no good. If it's attached to one of her green allies, the 3 multiple bans here, then she can get one of the green events from the deck. And there are 6 of those. If it's attached to Gambit, then she can get any of her rogue events. So that's what that one does. This is great for multiplayer, especially. You can pull, you're playing with Hulk, pull a Hulk smash out. Do it. It's pretty sweet. And you add it to your hand, so if you can't play it that round, that's okay. You can hold on to it and use it the next round. It's fine. She has 7 cross. It's another 3 cross. Her cards are expensive, and for that reason, we are bringing the X Gene and the Def Focus. Okay, so the X Gene you play only if you have the mutant trait, so you can only play this when she's in alter ego form. But you exhaust the X Gene and generate a wild resource for an identity-specific event. So all of her events would then have that as one cost that can be used for it. So that would be, you know, the Gorn Rogue, the Southern Cross, the Bulletproof Bell. Those are all the events. Yeah, energy transfer also. So that one deals 2 damage to a character, heals 2 damage from a rogue, readies her, and you get the traits of both of those characters that it's been attached to. The current one and the one before it. So it's pretty neat. And then we have Depth Focus, because all of those are also superpowers. So if you use both of those, you can do a Southern Cross and it only costs you 1 resource. If you happen to have 2 Southern Crosses and you have both of these out, you can use one for one Southern Cross, one for the other, and spend 2 other resources for those. So it's a way to be able to utilize her cards better. We're bringing along Professor X, because who doesn't want to bring along Professor X? We have resource cards, Energy Genius Strength, and 2 Power of Protections. I opted for this just 5. I know, I run like 7 in Gambit, and I'm running 5 in Rogue when she has more expensive cards. Doesn't make any sense, right? But it's okay, because we have the X Gene, we have Death Focus, we have Nerves of Steel, and what all of these do are those cards that you can use to be able to play out the cards that you're trying to play out. So Nerves of Steel will be able to pay for the preemptive strikes. Defiance is a 0-cost event, so nothing has to pay for that. The Power Elves will play out the Jidoka skills and the defensive stances and the Flow Like Waters and the Nerves of Steels, and play out the multiple man. So like the majority of the cards are less expensive, but the rogue cards are not, and so we have these for the rogue cards. So we're bringing Jidoka skill, because when you play one of these 6 events, then that enemy then takes -2 attack during the attack. We're bringing defensive stance, because -2 attack and taking away these things, there may still be damage coming in. So now you have a defensive stance and you're not going to take damage. Then, because of that, you're going to have your Unflappable to draw a card. You're going to have your Dauntless for Retaliate. You're going to have a Flow Like Water because you played a defense card, so now you get to deal another damage, and you have the Electrostatic Armor because you defended. So you have 1, 2, 3 damage there. Plus, if Rogue's touched ability is on the villain, you have Retaliate. So there's 4 damage output just from these cards, and the touched, where touched is applied. So it's that's the key to the deck, is utilizing an attack strategy during the villain phase. And then we have the multiple man. There's 3 of them, because when you play one, you get 3 allies out of it. So multiple man is a really great way to make sure that there's an ally out immediately. You have 3 of them, it maxes you out just right off the bat, and that lets you have touch to be able to put on an ally, so you can get flight, so you can fire off different things, like the Southern Cross will deal 2 additional damage if you have aerial. And if it's attached to an ally, then she gets +1 thwart. So it's a way to maximize the efficiency of her cards. And that's it. We have Preemptive Strike and we have Defiance, so that way we can minimize how much damage we're getting. And yeah, Jidoka skill to take away the rest of the damage. So there's the deck. We're going to put it together, we're going to shuffle it up, and we're going to kick this off. Here we go. Cool. I think the total cards in the deck is 43, give or take. So there's that. There's so many protection cards that you want to put in a deck, and then you find out that, you know, after you put all of those really key ones that you want, you've run out of space for the events that you need to make those fire up. So yeah, makes it a little complicated. Rogue came with the protection deck. This is probably not her best aspect, actually. This aspect is probably best in Gambit. I have not made a Gambit protection deck. I think his Justice deck that I made him was really super awesome, and I just, the next time I play Gambit, that's the deck I'm going to use just to see how it does against harder villains, because when I played it against this scenario, he killed it. He like, yeah, I'll thwart everything and I'll take care of the minions and the enemy and everything's done. It was like, oh, okay. You got this, that's fine. But yeah, very interesting playstyle with him. And I'm interested to see how Rogue plays out. Like, what can she do? What's she gonna bring to the table? Maybe she would have been better with like an aggression or justice or leadership. But we're gonna go with protection because that's what she came as stock. And we'll see how she does. Maybe she'll surprise us and be awesome. Defeat everything just by defending. Wouldn't that be cool? Just defend to destroy. So, yeah. Welcome everyone. I see we've got a couple of viewers there, so just wanted to say hi. We're gonna play Rogue tonight. We got everything set up. Can you see the table okay? Like, can you see the cards and stuff? Is that clear enough? Do I have to adjust any lighting? Just let me know how it looks for you. I have a very small laptop screen that I'm staring at, and it's not super clear for me. But it's not the best of computers either, so. Also, there's music playing in the background. Let me know if you can hear that too. If you can't, I can turn it up a little bit. Yeah, that's that. I think I've shuffled this enough. Remember how I've told you that I'm like an overstirrer? So I'm an over shuffler also. There. Okay, I've got everything set out. I've shuffled the deck. Her thing is in there already. These are the set aside captive allies. So we have the mutants at the mall, we have the Operation Zero Tolerance, we have the abduction protocols. There's 4 threat, 3 threat, 4 threat on those respectively. The Sentinel has 16 health, and the main scheme starts with 1. So let's pop up the main scheme side 1B. There you go. Main scheme side 1B. You can give it a read. Operation Zero Tolerance gains permanent. Okay. After threat is placed here, if there's at least 5 per hero threat here, so 5 threat here, then the top card of my deck gets put under there, and once there are 4 cards under there, then we lost. That's cut and dry how it goes. So, that's it. Here we go. Let's kick off Monday Night Marvel. 1, 2, 3. Wow. 4, 5, 6. Okay, that was an interesting starting hand. No resource cards whatsoever. It's beautiful. And then a double. Okay. That's great for defense. This will be great to put out the Judoka. And yeah, I don't. Okay. I want these Southern Crosses like to be in the deck. I have to let my wife know to be careful on the stairs. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right, here we go. Back to what I was doing. Yeah. So this is a terrible first hand. I'm going to drop the 3. Get rid of the defensive stance also, and keep the Judoka skill and the bulletproof bell. See what we get. Another Judoka skill. Dance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This is like the worst shuffling ever. Absolutely. the worst shuffling ever. So okay, we'll make it work. I'm only gonna need, you can only have a max 1 per on the Judoka skill. So we're gonna use 1 to put out a Dauntless. We're gonna use 1 bulletproof bell to put out Rogue's Jacket. So while touches attached to a friendly character, she gets +1 thwart. While it's attached to an enemy character, she gets +1 attack. We will flip to hero form, and we'll take touch and attach it to another character. It will be attached to our villain, the Sentinel. Let's stick him up here. He's gonna hang out right there. And so touch is now attached to him, and oh, and he has toughness, so that's a thing. There. Make sure I remember that. Should have had him out, I guess. What Dauntless is going to do is give her a Retaliate. It's touched attached to him, she has Retaliate, so she's going to hit him back for 2. So, since that's the case, oh boy, I feel like I should... Yeah, we'll let the Retaliate take care of him. And we'll thwart 2 off of the reduction protocols because it's a crisis card. We don't want that sticking around, keeping us from thwarting the main scheme. So, there we go. That's what we're doing there. We'll get to do the bulletproof bell and take no damage. We're going to hold on to the Judoka skill for next turn, so we'll draw up to 5. 3, 4, 5. It's so bad. Like, come on. So there's a multiple man. He would take my whole hand to play, so he's not going out. Okay. So we will ready, all exhausted, and we will put 1 on the main. I think it's that button. Sure is. And he is going to attack. His attack is 2. And his boost card. So we will use... we'll use a Judoka skill to play a bulletproof bell. When an enemy with touch attached to it attacks, prevent all damage from that attack and gain a tough status card. So his attack is just the 2. He gets retaliated for 2, so the tough goes away, and she gets tough instead. So we'll stick that up there. Rogue is now tough. Look at that. Now I have 3 cards in my hand. It's the worst. It's not a great start to this game. Okay. Counter card is... Oh, I'm supposed to add another one because of that. It has the acceleration icon. Oh, another abduction protocols. Okay. So now there's 2 of them. It looks like we're going to be having some problems. Stick that guy there. I don't have enough of these. I'll use this one. You ever notice when I play these games, it's always like the worst shuffle every time? That's what it seems like to me. Okay. Hero phase. Here we are. Well, we've got a tough status. That's good. I can't play Gambit. Can't play Multiple Man. I want to play both of them. I think... Oh, the play is to put out the Judoka. Which is terrible. That comes up with 3. 1, 2, 3. Do you hear the cool little clinking noises? Yeah. That's how it is. It's okay. Really? Okay, so we'll thwart 2. Off of that one that we were thwarting on. So that's going to give us a when defeated. When defeated, the player who defeated this game takes 1 random set-aside captive ally and puts it into play under their control. This is a victory card, so it goes out of the game. Random, here we go. We have a Wolfsbane. Wolfsbane's attacks gain piercing. Oh, I was supposed to take this off, it went right back on this guy. That was what happened there. Just saying that. We have Wolfsbane. He's got 2 attack, 1 thwart. And I think we'll go ahead and start hitting the bad guy. There, that should be it. Yes. Wolfsbane takes 1. We'll draw up to 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4, 5. Nice. Okay, so now we have some things that we can start doing stuff with. That's pretty good. Alright, we have a Southern Cross, energy transfer, going rogue. Going rogue is going to remove threat and loads of it, so that's good. We can clear one of these schemes right off with that. And that's probably what we'll want to do. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like that's that, and we already all exhausted. And we put 2? Yeah. 2 on. Is that button? Yeah. So now there's 5 threat on the main scheme. Top card goes under Operation Zero Tolerance. We have no idea what that card is, and we never will, because it's stuck there forever. Never get to see it again. And then this gets set back to 0. Right, that happened. And now the villain is going to attack. His attack is 2. We do have a tough. So I could not defend this. And I think I will go ahead and not defend this. So yeah, not defending. We have tough. It is hitting for 2 and a boost. Targeted for elimination is touched. Deal is prior to that player. Okay. Targeted for elimination is not on us. Deals 2 damage. Tough comes off. No damage is taken. Dauntless fires off, and so does the retaliate. So he takes 2. He's down to 12. Nice. Bad card comes in. And it is learning AI. Attached to the villain gains retaliate. Okay, well, he's gonna have retaliate for a while. And now touched comes back. And now it's us. Cool. We are yeah. We're going to attach touch to the sentinel. We will use a genius. I'm going rogue. So that's going to remove 3 threat from a scheme. We will remove it from mutants at the mall. And then if you have retaliate, confuse an enemy. We do have retaliate. Oh, you know what? I already have retaliate because of Dauntless, so I can actually put this on an ally and remove 5 threat. Remove 2 additional threat. So that would be mutants at the mall is defeated. First player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a sentinel minion and reveals it. Okay. Interesting. What do we got? Not that guy with quick strike, that's for sure. Not that guy. He's gonna put a card on us. The Merc 2. Operation Zero Tolerance is in play, so that guy's not great. Ah, here we go. Guard and Patrol. There's our guy. 2 scheme, 2 attack, guard and patrol, 4 health. So because she already has retaliate, because she has Dauntless and her hit points are at max, going rogue. It doesn't say if touched has this. It gives you, no, it says if you have aerial, if you have retaliate, if you have stalwart, you get one of these benefits, right? So she has retaliate already, and she has aerial from putting it on an ally, and so she's able to confuse an enemy and remove 2 additional threat, which is a good place for us to be. Okay. Flip this card and put Jubilee into play, discarding any other version of Jubilee from play. We now have Jubilee. Jubilee does not count against your ally limit. Perfect. That's that. Rogue is done. We can now attack for 2 onto the mark. We can then flip down to Alter Ego. We'll use an energy transfer. To play out the X gene. Now the X gene is exhaust, generate a resource for an identity specific event. So that didn't work the way I expected. That's okay. Because I was going to use it for Jubilee, but that's fine. We'll use Wolfsbane to deal the other 2 damage, and it takes out this Sentinel mark. Wolfsbane takes 1. And touched is now off because we are in Alter Ego. We have a Southern Cross. We're gonna get to draw extra cards. What can we do with Jubilee? She can thwart, I suppose. Touch is attached to an enemy +1. Oh shoot, I've been not dealing the appropriate amount of damage, but that's okay. Okay, so get +1 thwart if it's attached to a friendly character. So I could use Jubilee. Thwart one off of here. And then next turn, attach touch to one of these characters and use Rogue to thwart the 3 off and get another ally. I think that's what we'll do. Right. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Awesome. There we go. Already all exhausted. Jubilee has to take a consequential. So put one on there. Cool. Alright. We got our 6 cards. We're ready to have at this. Right. One on the main, because we got rid of the one that was accelerating it. This guy is now going to scheme. His scheme is 3. Because I forgot that that was there. So scheming for 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is how this works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's at 6. You then place the top card under here. So there's now 2 of 4 there. And then you remove 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down to 1. So that's how that works. And we get our encounter card, which is Mutant Detected. Choose. Place the top card of your deck face down under operations or tolerance. The villain in each minion engaged with you attacks you, even if you're in alter ego form. Ooh. That's gross. Okay, but he can attack, and oh, well, I can't defend. I will take damage. Oh, that's terrible. Don't like it. Oh. Nope, that's a hero interrupt, so that won't work. Nope. Very interesting. You can't defend when you're in alter ego at all. You can't even use defense cards. It's neat. So if he attacks, it's just going to be a heavy hit. And basically, I need him to just attack because I already got 2 cards under there. 2 out of 4. It's not a great number to put another one under. So he's attacking. His attack is 2. And 2 is 4. So she's taking 4. That stinks. So now Dauntless is not going to fire off. She no longer has retaliate from that. Alright. So now it's the hero's turn. We can... we have great defense cards, but we never got to use them. I think we'll actually use Defiance on the Death Focus. There's that. Can spend 2. No, can't. All right. Yeah, I think I've got a plan. Got a plan. Alright. Flip up. We're gonna stick this on the Sentinel. He does have retaliate. It's terrible. Deal 6 and stun. Well, that seems worth it. We'll def focus and X gene. We'll spend a 300 strike to do a Southern Cross. That's gonna deal 6 damage to an enemy, and since she has Retaliate, it'll stun that enemy. So this guy is going to take 6 damage, bringing him down to 6. And he will be stunned. That's this one over here. So that means he can't attack us next turn. And there's that. We're gonna hold on to these two. She does get retaliated on. She's attacking for nope. She's gonna thwart 2. There. And Wolfsbane's gonna thwart 1. Taking this out. Up here. Grabbing our random. Be Richter. Wolfsbane is here. Took care of that problem. And let's see, what do we do? I think we'll exhaust Jubilee, spend this energy resource. She'll deal 2 damage. It's not attacked, it's just 2 damage. And then Richter, what are you gonna do, buddy? You'll just hang out. Richter's gonna sit there. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. Hi, I'm back. I remembered to press the button on the microphone, and now like I came back and you can actually still hear me. That's the thing. I'm getting better at this streaming stuff, I think. All right. Where was I? Whose turn was it? What was going on? Oh, Richter wasn't doing anything. I think we're at the draw step. Yeah. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Ready? All exhausted? Cool. We'll get to do our free going rogue. Play out our Professor X, I think. That'll be neat. Yeah. Cool. All right. Oh, ready, Jubilee. There we go. Yeah. So that's gonna be one thread onto the main scheme. So 2/2. He is going to activate, but he can't because he is stunned. So he stunned goes off, and we get our encounter card. Nice quick villain phase. The villain schemes, because why not? Alright, 2, 3. It's going up by 3. That's 5. So top card under here. This is going to be a quick game, I think. Right. We only have one more card that can go under there, and then that's it. Game done. Goes back here. Alright, what's our plan of attack here? So, main scheme is at 0. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have any major threats out on the field except for the villain. The villain has retaliate. There is... that requires 3 mental resources to get rid of. I have 3 mental resources in my hand. Going rogue does us no good. Superpower adaptation does us no good. I think we'll spend our 3 mental resources as our hero action and get rid of this card. So he cannot scheme for 3 anymore. I think that needed to be done. Yeah, it definitely did. Alright. I do believe that we will go ahead and attack him for 3, because we're going to stick touched on him. Bam. There's the touched. So he's going to take 3. That's this button. Do it right? I did. Okay. We don't have a thing for rogue. I don't think I'm ready for him to go to side 3 yet. So we will leave it at that. I could use Victor to hit him just that one that he needs, but no. I don't think I'm going to do that right now. We'll draw. That's 3, 4, and 5. We got a double defiance. That's neat. So the Dauntless isn't going to fire. But I can defend and use the defiance, take no damage. And do a retaliate 1. Oh, actually, I can just do a defiance, trigger a judoka skill, and still take no damage. That's a cool thing, too. Alright, so it's going to be 1 on the main, right there. He's going to attack. His attack is 2. We will use a defiance. When a boost card on an enemy attacking you would be turned face up, discarded instead. We do so. It gets discarded. It was a 1 boost, but now it's a 0 boost. We will take 1 off of the judoka skill. His attack is 0. He hits us for nothing. And he takes a retaliate, bringing him to stage 2. Off of the retaliate. Alright, stage 2, steady and toughness. So it would take 2 status effects before he would be stunned or confused. He enters play with Tough. That's this one. When revealed, the first player searches at the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of the Induction Protocol side scheme and reveals it. Okay. Induction Protocol side scheme. There it is. Oh, this should not be here. Oh, this was a boost card. That's what that was. That was a boost card. Because the other ones are up there. So there we go. This is revealed. So 4 threat on it. It's another crisis. Deal each player a face down encounter card. Ugh, that's gross. Okay. Encounter card phase. So we get our encounter card. Now we have 2 encounter cards to deal with. What do we got? We have Assault. The villain attacks you. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? So the villain is attacking us. His attack is 3 this time. That's bad. I could attack 3. So we will use a Defiance. Yep, we'll use a Defiance. It's going to discard his boost card, which would have been a star boost. Give the villain a tough status card. He's already got one. We're going to use Jidoka skill. He's going to hit us for 1. The next encounter card is Shadows of the Past. That's awesome. Alright, so now we got Mystique out on us, just like that. And we get Mystique's Manipulations. So that's 2 threat. When defeated, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of the Misled Treachery and shuffle it into your deck. Okay. So we'll do that. It's got 2 on it. Mystique is here. She's tough and villainous. 1 scheme, 1 attack, 6 health. And the Misled gets shuffled into the deck. So we're dealing with Mystique now. After Mystique engages you, search the encounter deck, discard pile, and set aside area for a copy of the Misled Treachery. Oh, she engaged us, and then these things got shuffled in, so I don't see how that works that way. It's like, okay, reveal your set-aside Nemesis minion, put it into play, engage. Done. Reveal your set-aside Nemesis side scheme, put it into play. Done. Shuffle the rest into the... Okay. So yeah, she's revealed, that's put out, then these are shuffled in. Since she's revealed, and when she's revealed she engages you, these aren't in the deck to be... Oh, and set-aside area. Okay, so there's a... This should be... So now I gotta find one. Misled. So that's gonna get shuffled into my deck. Yeah, that's funny. And set aside area. Cool. That's fun, Mystique. Thank you. Yep, I've just dropped all the cards that I was shuffling, so I'm gonna have to shuffle longer now. What do you think of that, guys? So, what's everybody think of Rogue so far? This deck is not the best. It's not the worst. I think it'll shine in a multiplayer situation, probably. And she's like got other players helping her out with the schemes and the threading and the thwarting. But that's kind of typical of protection decks in general. Yeah, there's that. Okay, so this gets shuffled in here. Shuffle that in. Do our best to not pay attention. Or didn't pay attention. Exactly. Oh, it's like that. And there, everything's done. It's now the hero turn. All right. We will use the Jidokas. Okay, so this comes back over here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use Richter. He's going to attack the Sentinel. It's gonna take the Sentinel's tough off. Oh, the Sentinel has 18 hit points. I just noticed that I didn't toggle that up there. That should be it. Okay, so Victor has taken off the top. Then it says, after Victor attacks, deal 1 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with you. So, the villain gets hit for 1. She gets hit for 1, which takes off the tough. So now she's no longer tough. Cool. Victor takes 1 consequential damage. Victor is great for getting rid of toughs. Right. We have touched. Put somewhere. Where do we want to put this? I'm not sure. I think we attach this to the villain. That doesn't really matter. We'll attach it to Mystique. Actually. Rogue will attack and deal 3 damage to Mystique. Spend 3. Put out Professor X. Professor X can ready Rogue, and Rogue can hit Mystique for 3 again. Mystique is defeated. Touched comes to the set aside area, and Professor health fort 3 here. Dude, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Rogue will thwart 1. I'll defeat that one. This abduction protocols goes away. Undefeated. Draw card. Okay. Rogue doesn't count against my limit, so I have 4 allies. Cannonball is one of them. That's cool. Cannonball takes -1 consequential damage after he attacks and defeats a minion. That's cool. And he's gonna hit the villain for 2. So, Cannonball takes 1. Sir X takes 1. Jubilee takes 1. And it looks like that's that. Yep. That was pretty good. I don't think that was too bad of a round. We'll draw up. 1. Oh, look at that. We got this card. 1 revealed. Okay. After this card enters your hand, place 2 threat on the main scheme. Ooh! That's gross. That's the wrong direction. Three, 4, and 5. Okay. Hey, look, our electrostatic armor and our nerves of steel are here. So energy could pay for that one. That's neat. We do have a preemptive strike here, though, which we'd like to use. It's not so great. Okay, let's ready up. We do have a Professor X, but if he defends, then all is lost. Yeah, if he defends, then Then he goes there, and then there's 4 cards, and that's that. So this goes up 1. Oh, 2. I lost already. Because of this. It has the acceleration. That's 5. Put a card. Game done. I lost. Because there's 3 more than there are players. Alright, that was interesting. What did you think? That's a good question. I think this deck could do better. I think she needs a partner. I think, I think there's something to her that you need to work to get. Whereas Gambit was very... You could do everything. Rogue is less so. She can't do everything. And that works against her in a solo environment. So if you're looking for a solo play with these heroes, I think Gambit is your easier bet. Rogue is a trick that you're gonna have to learn. And that's how that would go. I would like to try... maybe I'll try her in like aggression. She seems more aggressive. She seems like more of an aggressive hero. But like so like Wolverine is super aggressive. So maybe she's not the aggressive one of the bunch, but she is. She is, in every way, shape, and form of the show. In the comics, she's just as aggressive as Wolverine is. Just in her own way. Defense, no, not much went under there. Nothing real super major that I was going to miss at all, but, yeah. So, I think the deck is workable. It's not the best. Definitely something I could work on. So that's that. I did another loss on Monday Night Marvel. Like, I have to keep the streak going. I can't win on Monday Night Marvel. It's just not possible. You know what? That's just how it is. Oh, you're doing Monday Night Marvel? Well, you're gonna have to lose then. So you don't win on Monday nights. You lose. Monday nights, you lose. Alright, let's find the Mystique cards. There she is. And we gotta find the Misled. I mean, she did flip them pretty quickly. So there's that. Pull this Deadly Touch. There's another Misled. And there's another Misled. Okay, so there we go. Mystique set and Deadly Touch is all out. These are 4 ally guys. Sentinel dude. There we go. Resetting the table. Bumped all the things. Cool. Well, that was fun. That's how we do. She can do it. She can do some things. She comes equipped with Gambit. She doesn't have a lot of resource cards. So those both work to her disadvantage. Right? What's her deck? Let's see. Okay. Let's go over this real fast. So, her starter deck, right? How they built it. What the people say to you, okay? So this is her starter deck. Her starter deck is her hero cards. And she has Iceman, Karma, Armor, Unflappable ×3, Judoka Skill ×3, Preemptive Strike ×3, Not Today ×3, and Defensive Energy ×2. Energy Genius Strength, Moira McTaggart, XG ×3, Beauty and the Thief. That's her deck. So there's 5 energy cards, just like I was running. There's basically relying on Judoka skill to do the extra defensive bonus that you would get from like using the armor, putting on the barrier, the energy barrier. Iceman costs 3, Karma costs 4, Armor costs 2. And that's it. So she has like 4 allies. Yep, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there's Moira and McTaggart, which means that they expect you to do a lot of flipping with Rogue. But that's not really how she plays. She's more, I want to stay in this form and do my thing. Whereas Gambit is the form flipping guy, the one that wants to change forms all the time. So it's weird that they did that. Ooh, I am curious to see. I feel like the deck that I made is pretty much the same as this one. I just changed a couple of things to do some more retaliate damage. So it's weird, like, yeah, it just didn't work. Yeah, something wrong. Something did not gel properly. Okay. So this has been like an hour and a half or so. But like the first 30 minutes or so was not. I'll edit it. Take out that first 30 minutes. Stick it up there. It's my own intents and purposes to see it. Yeah, that's that. I'm gonna call it. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Please, if you see this later, like and subscribe, and check out my other content. I do the best I can with what I got. Working on it. I'm new to this. I've been doing it for a few months. I appreciate everyone who's out there watching and checking out the stuff. I do enjoy the feedback that I get, and I try to implement the things that I'm informed of, so that way my content is better, and it just improves over time, and that's the goal. And I'll work on these decks and try to get them try to get those improved as well. So yeah, thank you for joining me, and I hope everybody has a great week. I will see you next Monday for the next Monday night Marvel